Anish, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I know that you've just had a manic couple of weeks in Basel. How was the show? How was the Basel World?
Yeah, it was good. It's really good for a number of things in terms of seeing what the industry is doing in product development, research, so on. It's always something that you look forward to every year. But also, it's where you meet your peers. It's where you meet people that you converse with in your industry, or people that have the same interests as you.
Do you feel that the watch industry is a bit more approachable now than it ever was before?
I think in terms of accessibility and communication, yeah, because I feel that maybe before it was a little bit more, not completely, but it was a little bit more of like a closed members club in a way, whereas now, because of forms of communication through digital media, through things like that, there's a lot more access and a lot more exposure.
If there was a single point in time that you think contributed to the stage you're at now of your business, what would that point be?
With me, it's never like one thing. It's not like the singer or the pop artist that had one big hit and that was it, bang. Yeah. It was kind of like loads of mini little things where I lit a cigar from the exhaust of an Aventador and it went on national news. It was on the BBC, it was in ITV, it was like, and there's other little things that, there's other stuff that we've done which is similar, which has gone viral like that, and that helps to establish and to generate exposure in the right way, because we're credible at the end of the day. So when people see your name, even if they see it from something like that and they come back to your website or they come to your social media and they see what you're about, they see the quality of stuff that you produce and the engagement that you get with people, that's what makes them stay, that's what piques the interest.
We don't see many pictures of you actually at all on Instagram.
Yeah, for me it was never like, I didn't want it to be like a vanity project in a way. It was just to make it about the lifestyle of the younger, new generation of watch collectors, and then it's interesting to see other elements of that lifestyle. Yeah. What kind of things do you do for work? What kind of places do you go and eat? Where do you go and buy your clothes? How do you dress? How do you travel? Fusing elements of all of that. So I didn't want it to be just about me.
Instagram is populated with all these images of watches and supercars. Is it fair to say that WatchAnish pioneered that?
I don't know. I think it's a bit egotistical if I say I did it, because stuff like that was around before I started it. Maybe I brought it to the eyes of a wider group of people, and for that reason you see more of it now.
How would you describe your sense of style?
It's so cliched to say it's eclectic because everyone says, I don't mean it in that cliched sense, but I like the watches in the same vein as like the type of watches that I like. I like classic watches, I like vintage, but I like also, aggressive sports watches and modern, like really kind of technologically advanced stuff as well. So in the same with fashion. So it depends on what mood I'm in.
So if we turned up your house today and we went through your wardrobe, what would we find in excess?
You'd find my wife like screaming. I have more clothes than her, I have more shoes than her, I have more bags than her. I mean, you'd find a lot of colourful stuff because I travel. I like colourful things. Yeah. You'd find a lot of suits. I mean, I guess over the last year, like I always used to think, okay, double-breasted is not for a guy like my size. I'm not that tall. So I never used to think it looked good. Then I found, I started wearing some brands and had stuff tailored properly. And now I only really buy double-breasted suits. But now the style is changing, so. You'll see me season by season, I will change.
Your watch today, what are you wearing?
Actually today I have a Maurice Lacroix. I like the way it operates because it gets me thinking about the mechanics inside and visually it's stimulating. It's like a floating second hand. But if you see, it doesn't work on the same regular axis.
It must take you a little bit longer to tell the time then.
Honestly, like, if I want to tell the time, I look at my phone. I'll be wearing a watch and I'll look at it like 5 times and I won't even look at the time. You ask me 2 seconds later what time is, I won't know. Because I'm not looking at what the time is, I'm just looking at the watch. I'm looking at the case, I'm looking at details inside. And it kind of is a bit odd to say that because the function of a watch is to tell the time. But for me, I see it more as a piece of mechanical art.
Do you feel the brand with the watch industry has become less important now and it's more about aesthetics?
I think with watches it's a bit different because a lot of it is based on mechanics, micro-engineering, techniques, finishing as well, like finishing that sometimes you don't even see. Branding is important in watches, yes, because it's also a big reason why, let's say a brand like Richard Mille, for example, they have established a place in the market that people dream of because their watches start at 60, 70,000 pounds plus. I wear Richard Mille, like, I'm just like, the watch gives me a feeling that very few other watches do. And also, you know, there's no denying that people buy labels because of a status that it gives them. And it's the same with watches, and it's the same with cars, and it's the same, you know, why would I buy a Ferrari? 99% of people buy Ferrari, they don't really care what the horsepower is, they don't even know, they don't care what top speed is, but they know that everyone else knows that they're driving a Ferrari. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, there's no shame in that because, you know, people want to celebrate the success that they have. And with fashion, it's very much the same.
Anish, it's been a pleasure.
No, thank you
today.
Thank you, really, thank you.
And you know, wish you the best of luck with your future projects.
Thank you, I appreciate it a lot.
Catch up soon.
This is the last $20 I got, but I'ma have a good time ballin' in that. Tell the bartender.